Heated gear. Let's do this. So you might be thinking, why would you buy a heated gear in this time of year, which is right now, it's end of May? Well, one, there could be a sale, which I checked, and the gear that I bought is still on the same sale that I bought it. I recorded the first part back in the end of November, actually. So I've had time to use it throughout the winter, and now I feel like I can formally review it instead of when I first bought it and tested it out for a couple days. So I'll go over a couple things with it. So normal jacket. There's the thing I was disappointed about, but I guess I shouldn't have expected it. No pockets on the inside, for both sides, like how normal running jackets would be. No pockets on the outside either, because this is mainly supposed to be a mid layer. All it feels like nylon. I didn't really read the material on it, but the the collar is fleece, so it's nice when fully zipped up. Let me just get the wire out here. It goes all the way up like that, and then the zippers here have the gloves on. So let me put those on real quick. That. Ooh. Nah. So the one thing is got a lot of extra, so I just stuff it back in the sleeve. Easy enough. Just stuff it all back in the sleeve. Don't really need to right now. Now the sizing is definitely a little weird. It's meant to fit snug, so that's what you want. So the heating elements are against your skin, but sometimes that isn't a good thing because it could overheat you. Whereas I mean, the elements will get too hot and it might burn you. I've seen a couple pictures where on someone's hand they had a blister. It hasn't happened to me. I've had it up all the way, but I have some complaints. First of all, this. Usually you'd wear a jacket over this, so I just always had it on there, and then you just strap it down. So, like, controls are very not explained well. So the booklet that it comes with doesn't explain exactly how to sync it to the jacket, and then how to sync the gloves to the jacket. Usually it's just a plug and play, and it should be that, but entirely it is not that, because there's that setting where I think I tried to show before, where if you hit these two buttons here, that is the glove setting. So I had it on the fourth. It's not a good angle to do this. I had it on the fourth setting for the gloves, where it's like not the hottest, where it's like 80% the gloves, 20% the jacket. That's what I think it's supposed to represent. And then to set it, you hit them again. There you go. But there is always a syncing issue with this going to the garment. So that's where I had the most trouble at first, and then I found out if you held the plus button. Oh wait, no, that's the battery. So I found out if you held the two buttons down, it'll start blinking. And then you plug into the jacket to your bike, and then from there it should either sync up, or you just press a button and it'll start doing that to search. Then it should pick it up, and then it should start working. My problem came while doing that down the road. For some reason, this shuts off. No idea why this shuts off. Um, and then I'm like, okay, well, just hit the button, turn it back on, because it's easy. It's easy to turn it back on. See, I just turn it off, and then you just hit the button once, and it turns on. And then just set it back to where the heating was, or your setting. So I had to keep doing that, and it kept turning off. So then that's where you're supposed to resync it. But I'm on the bike. I'm not going to do that while I'm on the bike. That's terrible. I could crash. I'm basically doing that. But there are a couple times I did do that because I was so pissed. So I did it, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. And then there are times where you have to unplug it and then plug your suit back in at the same time while you're doing that. So it's just very not safe when it loses sync. That's what the instructions said. Now the question is that you're waiting for: was I warm? Did this work? Yes. Asterisk. The reason why I say that is because of that syncing issue. And on days that I went out at 18 degrees, when my bike luckily started, I need to look into that issue, it was keeping me warm to a point. And then my bike has heated grips on it. I was running those at the same time. Probably shouldn't, because it's a big battery drain. And was it keeping me warm enough? In that kind of weather, no. It wasn't doing its job the way I wanted it to, but in some ways you shouldn't be out riding at 18-degree weather. Now I get it. Most people up north, way up north than me, I live in Illinois, and sometimes it gets really cold here, especially when you're next to the Mississippi River. You got air blowing in through that, and it's extremely cold, and it's just drafts and all this other wind chill. But I will say, in weather that is 35 or 30 degrees, in the 40-degree area, that span, this works pretty all right. Just that syncing issue is always the problem. It's just like, am I going to be cold today? You don't want to have that in the middle when you're wanting to go to trip or taking the bike to work, because you don't want to use your car for some reason. And you have this heated gear now, so it's like, why should I? So this was the one-touch model. I didn't use the BTC model because that wasn't on sale, but that's the one that I wanted probably, since it's a direct connect, still the same way as it does with this design, where it goes in directly to the bike. But there's no exactly wireless controller. You don't have to deal with that syncing issue. It's just a button that is on the actual jacket that's down here that you press, and it has 3 settings, and then you pair it with the gloves as well. I think that model is better, and I think that's why it's not on sale, because this sale has been going on the One Touch for over 8 months. I think they are trying to offload some stock. And
so I'm just going to give a final verdict, just final words on this, on the whole One Touch thing. Really, I think it's a 3.5 out of 5. Seriously, it's just that wireless syncing issue. There is just so many problems I've actually had with it over the several months that I've been with it. I think it's been since November last year, and I've used it throughout all winter. So that's the best I can honestly give it. Some people say that it's a 5 out of 5, a 4.5. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm solid at 3.5, because that is just when sometimes I'm going to work, it's 30 degrees out, boom, shuts off halfway through the ride. I'm like, well, great, now I'm just going to be cold. But either way, I think I should have bought the BTC, sorry, and just go with that. Mainly because, like, you shouldn't be going out below 30 anyway. You're taking a risk already going on a motorcycle with a bunch of idiots on the road, and just going out with also some frozen roads maybe over a bridge. You don't want to deal with that. So even at 35, you're probably dealing with it. But if you want like those cold rides, I would suggest the BTC. Seriously, I would suggest that, because the gloves for that model, just definitely, they're just gauntlets. You don't have to have a second pair of gloves to put over your liners like I have to. I had to buy a new pair of gloves to put them over. So whatever. I don't care. I'm stupid. I like going out in cold weather. If you do too, give me a like. I don't care. But still, Hope you enjoyed this review. I have another review coming on some heated gloves, but it's not that good. It's just going to be just some quick points saying like, yeah, these are right. But again, another point. Sorry I didn't put any writing in here. But the main point is it is 70 degrees out right now, almost 80. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving myself a heat stroke. All right. Take care. Hope you like this.